I've really always believed there's enough for every living soul in this country. If the vested few would just get it out of their skulls, that all benefits ought to filter downward. I really believe one of our biggest problems in this country is that financial control is in the hands of too few. A billionaire in this country is much greater in the eyes of the people than the public servant who works for the public interest. And it seems to make no difference if that billionaire rode to his wealth on the sweat of little children and the blood of underpaid labor. Take Wall Street, for heaven's sakes. Now, you take Wall Street with its ability to control the very lifeblood of this country financially and to employ the best law brains in this country. Wall Street has yet to produce one financial statesman, and by that I mean a man who is able to recognize the danger of this bigness of business and this concentration of wealth and is willing to do something about it. Instead, Wall Street still employs the best law brains in this country to serve greed and selfish interest, and I tell you, there's going to be a settlement one day. Because there's going to be one unnecessary depression too many, there's going to be one receivership too many. And the people are going to demand a settlement because they can stand just so much. You know, if a man can accept power as a gift from somebody else, he's all right. But if he thinks for 1 minute that he created the power, it'll ruin him every time. And if a man makes too much money early on in life, it tends to separate him from the rest of the human race that has to work all their lives just to earn a living. You know, when you're in this job I've got, you got to keep your eye on the money hungry. I tell you, if they had their way, they'd scar this country from one end to the other if they had a bulldozer big enough. They won't tell you what they really believe in. I know they got a platform, doesn't mean a thing. They won't tell you, but by golly, I'm going to try to tell you what the Republican Party really does believe in. Now, they say, for example, that they have faith in the American farmer. Sure, but they're willing to let him go broke. And they say they have faith in the American home, but not public housing. And they say in their platform, if you want to read it, it's funny reading, read it. It says in the platform they want to extend Social Security benefits to more Americans. It says it right in there. And yet the 80th Republican Congress just took Social Security benefits away from 750,000 Americans. Now, do they really believe? The American people are so foolish they're going to believe poppycock like that. And they say, of course, they're for a minimum wage. You bet they are. The more minimum earned, the better. And, of course, they say that they believe in the American way of life. You bet they do, just as long as it doesn't spread to all the folks. And they say, of course, that they admire the American government. You bet they do. They admire the American government so much they want to buy it. But by golly, we're going to tell them on election day that it's not for sale. Not now, never will be, never, ever, at any price. But no, mister, I don't give them hell. I just tell the truth on them, and that makes them feel like they're in hell. What? Super government? I don't know. You mean dictatorship? Well, why don't you say that? No, never happened. No, the Constitution will stop them every time. Now, I'll tell you something. There's only one way that could ever happen, in my opinion, and that's if we had a liar in public office. Nothing more dangerous on this earth than a liar in public office, because the people might believe him. But I tell you, if the people ever found a fellow like that, they ought to show him exactly the same amount of compassion that he showed the Constitution. No more, no less. Remember, boys, always do right. It'll gratify some and astonish the rest.